Well, this is more the normal type of rock we have around here, just a bunch of limestone, gray limestone in Utah County. That's called great blue limestone. I think the age on it is around 300 million years old, if I'm not mistaken. You can find some fossils in it. I found a few around Mount Timpanogos, shells, I guess you'd say brachiopods or that type of thing. Anyway, didn't really see the old-timer workings there. It was pretty subtle to begin with, but either it was covered over in greenery or someone cleaned it up a little bit, but I think it was just covered over and I missed it. And I kind of just stayed in the little trough here coming up the mountain, so I think it was up a little ways. I didn't really wander that direction. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. Keep hiking. Kind of looks like a footprint. Maybe a human. This is the best way over. This is the best way over these. This is wood right here. So that's about where I would put my foot as well. Fly landed on me. Go away, fly. Actually followed my command. Not really. Well, one good thing is I have not seen any ticks at all. Some years, when it's a little bit drier terrain like this in the foothills, when it's hot, the ticks will come out. Deer ticks, mainly, I think. But the only place I've really seen a lot of ticks was up around Eureka, the mountains around there. I forget what they're called all of a sudden. Yeah, I can't remember. There are some really old mountains, have a lot of mines up there. But one time I went up there and I came home and I had 3 ticks. One had gone up my sleeve, one had gone down my waist, one had gone up my ankle. Luckily none of them had dug in yet. I inspected myself right when I got home because I was seeing ticks all over the place. Again, I was kind of doing the geology thing over there. I found some malachite azurite, one specimen. It was not in an area where there were that many. It was the only one I saw. Just a kind of a random area. I was trying to actually look for trilobites. There, did not find any trilobites. Didn't find the right kind of rock, which would have been shale. I was mainly finding limestone, if I remember right. But I had a historic point that I was following on a map that it was supposed to be at, but I didn't manage to find it. I don't think I had a GPS at the time, so I was just trying to do my best to find the right type of rock, which I did not. Anyway, enough rambling. I need to get back to work here. Well, I don't remember this being up here. And I think I have been this far or further before. It looks like these have been here forever, but I'm thinking maybe they're transported in. Because there's, nothing but scrub oak around, and I obviously didn't move these here. Not hoaxing. Well, that looks, for all intents and purposes, like a structure kind of. I mean, it's a very simple one, but it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 logs. It's kind of asterisk thing. Maybe it was there, I just honestly don't remember it. Can't really get above it that easily to show the asterisk aspect of it. Maybe I can get a little higher here. But yeah, a lot of trees. Maybe the water deposited them down the way, down the canyon, I don't know. But pretty big to be moving around. Oh, I was, some of it's natural, but just the way those are kind of, in that specific configuration right there, seems a little unnatural to me. Can't really get it at an angle. Anyway, I think the best angle was how I came upon it. The way you would see it when you're walking up this, it kind of presents itself the most like it's positioned for someone to view it from that angle. Because above it, unless you're directly above it, which no one can get unless they're hovering in the air, you can't really see the asterisk. Randomly placed stick right there. Normally I wouldn't think anything of it, but I'm looking for Sasquatch today, so normally I think they would be more like this, just kind of down on laying against the rocks. Yeah, these are old trees. So most of them are transported from further up the mountain, and in time there's been enough water to bury them partially in this gully. Well, this is going to be a little bit of rock climbing. Should really check my GPS, see if I'm still on course. That's just barely doable, I think, without any tools. Yeah, I'm almost to my first waypoint. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm almost to the first waypoint right there, and that means the trail is about to split in two. That's why I marked it, and then from there up it's a little bit tougher to make out. It's actually not any tougher really, but at some point it gets tougher to make out a trough like this to follow up. But I tried to pick the area that would be the least steep. Okay, you can kind of see a little bit better the little wood configuration, that I'm wondering if that's completely natural. let's see if I can film my climbing up this rock area here. Luckily there are places where you can kind of grab onto and foothold areas, and it's not quite so steep that you can't climb up it. There we go. It wasn't so bad actually. That's about 12 feet or more. You can kind of see this rock is not as metamorphosed as the stuff that we saw earlier. And then right above it, we're going to go into like some shale looking rock. Here, let me show you. Right here, I think, yeah, or is it just really a lot of iron in the east? No, it's just shale, kind of a brown shale, which is, I don't think it's metamorphosed. I know maybe it's slate. If it were slate, it would be very lowly metamorphosed, but anyway, it's pretty close to shale. Have a little lens of, I guess that's what you say, a lens. Not a lens, but you know, a fissure of something that's been more metamorphosed there. This is actually a little bit tough to get up. And I definitely remember going up this high before because I remember the kind of shale looking rock. And it kind of looks almost like iron though. Last time I remember, I don't think it was quite this exposed. I don't know. I guess I'm in the same area. A lot of water's come down in 10 years maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't nearly as exposed if I'm at the same area I'm thinking of before. I'm not even sure this is shale. It's not really. Over here it looks more like it's some kind of sandstone grading into shale. It's just not that. Normally shale is thin sheets. This has some of that, but it's also kind of blocky. Almost has an iron property to it. So you can see some sheets right there. It's kind of turned up on its side. Anyway, playing geologist today, I guess. Well, battery's pretty low. It's down to 30 minutes. Sometimes it'll blink out prematurely when it gets lower. But I do have a spare battery here. Not that that is that interesting, but anyway, that's all for now. Well, I think the way around this is up through there. Or I can go that way, but I think we'll go the other way. So even though I'm going up a quite rocky terrain, it isn't so steep really that it's dangerous that you're going to get caught by falling rock or slip on something and start making your way down the mountain rolling on your back. I try to avoid those areas. And this has had enough water moving through it, so most of it's pretty stable. And even though at some areas there are steeper rock faces, you can kind of get around those and there's no loose rock, so it's pretty good for hiking. Just wanted to mention that. Even though it is kind of steep to keep going up non-stop. Here we have what to me looks like quartzite. Kind of can see it glistening up here, maybe, or not. But my understanding is that would have been really fine quartz sand turned into sand over the eons, maybe at the bottom of the ocean or something like that. Just like limestone is deposited also at the bottom of an ocean, but I think further out in deeper water. And this quartzite is basically cemented. It's like sandstone, but it's a lot more solid and fine. It's undergone more pressure and heat, I would think. Maybe some recrystallization. I get a little fuzzy on some of that geology, but you can also see some lamination here. Okay, moving on. Most of it is limestone though around here now. We've moved out of the major area of metamorphization. I guess it's a word. Here's maybe this was a fossil at one time, I'm not sure. Not anymore though. Just checking it to see if it might be a fossil. That would be recognizable. But when you're this close to a metamorphic area, chances are any fossils have been destroyed. More likely to see little bits of calcite and veins of that in this quartzite, this limestone around here probably. In fact, let's see, I think these are, yeah, it's like this calcite pieces in the limestone. They're both made of calcium. Calcium carbonate is limestone, and I forget what the composition of the calcite, but it's obviously has calcium in it. Okay, let's keep going up the rocks here. I guess I'll keep filming this, and I'm gonna get a sip of water. And the best way up this is probably over here. Breeze is picking up. That's good because it's been pretty hot. The sun's out, it's dry. Let me go up this and then I'll get a sip of water. It almost looks like that stone's been placed there. And this one too. Or maybe it's transported by water, but kind of high up there for water to be covering it and moving it. I guess it's possible. Well, I still haven't gotten my drink of water. I'm about to do that. Just thought I'd come up here a little further. Yeah, what am I doing? This way's a lot easier. Let me go over here. Once you get up it. Well, that looks pretty much natural as far as water washing all of those little sticks down and cramming them down in the gully. So I'm gonna get a little snack here. I found a little bitty piece of shade here. There's not much shade around here. It's a cicada, I guess. I forget how you pronounce those. Cicada. Oh, he's coming up. When it's a certain temperature, they start making noises. If it were cooler, he would not be. But, yeah, so in French they call those les cigales. Cigales? Okay. Not that you wanted to know that, but when I was in southern France, they thought they only had them there, and here they have them, and it's a different type of them, but they still have them. And anyway, yeah, it's kind of almost a Mediterranean climate, some parts of Utah, some parts. So yeah, I'm gonna eat some food here and just keep going up. As you can see, everything's dead up there. It did burn, like I said. So yeah, dead trees. That's all for now. So a few issues to discuss. I think I went up the wrong fork of the gully. It splits at some point back there. I don't really have enough time to backtrack, and it apparently wasn't that obvious exactly where the split was. It's not as obvious as it is on Google Maps or Google Earth. So you can go up this way as well, and each way will be about as clear how to get up there. It's a little more steep, I think, this way at the end, though. So that's why I was trying to go the other way. The other way also looked maybe a little more interesting as far as potential down trees and that type of thing. There were some up this way also. I'll keep watching. Maybe there's going to be an obvious split here, but I think pretty sure I've already missed it. And to top it off on top of that, the GPS went out. I have some rechargeable batteries that I forgot. Those things can just drain right away, and it's been a while since I recharged them. And not really a big thing in this case, because it's, I'm basically just following this gully up until you hit the, the top, and it's tough to get really that lost. But it would have been nice. I wanted to, go a specific route and see some things, and so we're just gonna have to make do with, what we can. And I think I'll have enough time to get to the top, but it's gonna be tight and might be a little bit dusk coming back down. I do have a light headlamp though for just such a circumstance. So anyway, that's all. We'll just keep going up this way. So as you can see, this has turned into almost completely limestone rocks now. No more of the metamorphic rocks we had earlier. More timber. It's interesting to see all these really old. As I was saying, it's really interesting to see this really old timber. And there's nothing like it alive pretty much within sight. just scrub oak everywhere. That was probably being carried down the ravine. And some of you wonder how old it really is. Okay, that's all for now. Another subtle little asterisk-like looking thing. This little overlook. Tell how great the footing is right here. I'm not that tall. The way I'm up on this hill and it kind of throws my shadow, casts it a little bit further. Kind of a shame there were some pine trees up here, but not anymore. All now on the other side of the mountain there. And I wonder how much of that is burnt too. But anyway, we'll keep going here and see how far we get.